Imagine a world where the Apple logo no longer just symbolises cutting-edge technology and iconic devices, but also represents a powerhouse in the movie industry, churning out legacy films that rival Disney classics. Welcome to the reality that Apple is carving out with a staggering billion-dollar yearly investment. With cinema legends like Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio on board, they're not just making films, they're crafting culture. As they venture into film with $1 billion investment, the question remains, will they triumph or stumble? In this video, we'll explore Apple's strategy, the industry buzz around their upcoming Napoleon film, and what this might mean for heavyweights like Amazon, Netflix, and Disney. Ready to delve into Apple's cinematic adventure? Let's go! Alright, here's the deal. Apple has rolled out a daring new plan that's not just about getting a foot in the movie business, but flipping it upside down too. They're putting down a cool $1 billion each year into making movies for the big screen. Now that's a hefty shift in how Apple is going after Hollywood, and they're not just looking to make any movies. They want to craft unforgettable films that shake up the culture, kind of like how Disney did with the gems like Finding Nemo and The Lion King. Apple's leap into high-budget films is solidified with the upcoming release of Killers of the Flower Moon, a big-shot movie by Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, supported by Apple TV Plus and Paramount Pictures. Apple's also working with Ridley Scott on the historical epic Napoleon. By teaming up with these big names, Apple's showing they're ready to square up with the streaming giants and reel in a bigger crowd. Pouring all that cash into top-notch content, Apple's looking to build up a library of classic films and could very well shake things up in the streaming game. But hey, Apple's move isn't just about making epic movies. It's also a clever plan to boost its streaming service, Apple TV Plus. With around 20 to 40 million subscribers, Apple TV Plus is still trying to keep up with the big dogs like Netflix and Disney Plus. Turning these high-profile movies into cultural sensations is their strategy to get people talking about their streaming service. I mean, think about it. That buzz could attract more subscribers and maybe even outdo their rivals. Sure, this plan comes with a hefty bill, but Apple's pretty sure it'll pay off. That $1 billion investment is a massive jump from their earlier attempts in the movie business, which mostly involved making original movies for their streaming service or for a limited cinema release. Plus, this move could give a much-needed boost to theatre chains still dusting off from the pandemic by providing a steady stream of blockbuster films to tempt audiences back into the seats. In the crazy world of streaming services, ranking them based on how many people use them and how much money they make shows us a pretty interesting picture. Each platform has its own cool stuff going on, so it's like a big showdown of the big screens. Disney's streaming services, including Disney Plus, Hotstar and ESPN Plus, are leading the pack with a whopping 235.7 million subscribers from all over the world. They're making a ton of cash too, with a yearly revenue of $82.722 billion in 2022, which is a 22.7% increase compared to the previous year. Impressive, right? Right behind Disney is Netflix, often called the king of streaming. They've got a massive 230.75 million subscribers worldwide. Even though they have fewer subscribers than Disney, they're still making bank. In 2022, they raked in a cool $31.616 billion, which is a 6.46% increase from 2021. HBO Max, along with HBO and Discovery Plus, takes the third spot, with a solid base of 96.1 million subscribers worldwide as of Q4 2022, including 54.6 million from the good old United States. They've been making some serious dough too. In Q4 2022 alone, they earned a whopping $11.01 billion. Now, let's talk about Apple TV. It's a new player in the streaming game, but it's definitely making waves. As of March 2022, they had around 25 million paid subscribers for Apple TV+. They made $1.5 billion in revenue in 2022, which is just 2% of Apple's total services revenue. It's projected to hit $2.2 billion in 2023. So, even though they have fewer subscribers and make less money than the others, Apple TV stands out by giving its users an ad-free viewing experience. They really want you to enjoy your shows without any interruptions. Apple TV Plus totally rocked the TV world with its comedy series Ted Lasso. In just its second year of being eligible, it became the first streaming service to grab an Emmy Award in a programme category. Talk about making an entrance! Ted Lasso didn't just turn heads, it broke records, becoming the most nominated newbie comedy in Emmy history. It bagged 7 Emmy Awards, including the biggie, Outstanding Comedy Series. And that's not all. It also racked up a Peabody Award, a SAG Award, 3 Critics' Choice Awards, a Golden Globe, and 2 Writers Guild of America Awards. Not too shabby, eh? Now, Apple's been throwing some serious dough into original programming for Apple TV+, which has got some investors biting their nails. The game plan is to sell more devices and get more folks to cough up for the service, adding a nice chunk of change to their revenue. But here's the thing, just because you make great shows doesn't mean folk will watch them. So there's a bit of a gamble going on with Apple TV Plus for both the company and its investors. And speaking of investors, Warren Buffett's conglomerate is sitting pretty with about 5.8% of Apple. That's a cool $150 billion, making it the crown jewel of Buffett's stock portfolio. As Apple leaps into the world of big screen entertainment, it's safe to say the tech giant is not just dipping its toes in the water, but making a bold billion-dollar dive. With plans to release a slate of films, including potential blockbusters like Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon and Ridley Scott's Napoleon, Apple is all set to raise its profile in Hollywood, challenge streaming giants, and lure more subscribers to its service. The future of the movie industry may very well be shaped by this innovative force. Stay tuned, film lovers and tech enthusiasts alike, for this unfolding saga in the cinematic universe. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this information insightful, and subscribe to Rise to keep up with updates like this. Until next time!